Hi everyone, my name is Duff Gibson. I'm a former world and Olympic champion in the sport of skeleton. I also coached the Canadian skeleton team up to and including the Sochi Olympics in 2014. I also have a master's degree in kinesiology, and I'm a dad. I'm also an uncle, so I want to say hi to my nieces Rachel and Leah Pyatt. Hi girls. And those are sort of all of my qualifications that have led me to want to talk to you today about respect. You have respect for your opponent and the officials, and that's another word for that might be sportsmanship. And what I've noticed, the message I want to give you today is that what I've noticed is that the best athletes that I've ever known, and just being an amateur athlete in Calgary, I've met a lot of the athletes that you have watched win medals for Canada on television. And so I've had conversations with these people. I consider them my friends, and I've also competed against some great athletes from other countries. And almost universally, there are one or two exceptions, but almost universally, what I've noticed is that they all have the same attitude about competition. They all have tremendous respect for their opponents and their teammates and their officials. And that's, why is that? Why is that so consistent? Well, I think part of it has to do with the fact that it's necessary. That attitude has actually led them to becoming more successful. And I'll answer that by asking you this question. What does it take to be a great athlete? Well, if you ask that to people, typically they'll say dedication, perseverance. They'll talk about a lot of mental characteristics, and that's true. But you also need coaching, you also need facilities, and you also, one that people seem to forget all the time, is you need great competition. Challenging yourself by competing against someone or a team that's better than you or your team, that's how you get better. But the problem is that we have, and I see it, when I take my kids to the hockey arena or the baseball diamond or the gymnasium, I see examples all the time of parents and coaches making it too much about winning. And I think that's a problem because it's very difficult to make winning really, really important without simultaneously making losing something to be ashamed of. And truthfully, if you want to get better, you need to compete against people who are better than you. Well, if you compete against people who are better than you, what's likely to happen? You're likely to lose. So if you find losing humiliating, that you tend not to stick with it. And all the greatest athletes that I've come in contact with only one or two exceptions, have never been afraid to lose, have never been afraid to challenge themselves to face a tougher opponent. So because you're so, as an athlete, you're so indebted to your opponent, is an opponent someone that you should hate or want to crush? No, an opponent is someone that you should be respectful of. An opponent is someone you should, if anything, say, thank you. You beat me today, but I learned a lot. Thank you. That's respect. That's how you get better. That's how you learn something. And I hope that's valuable to you. Thanks very much for the invitation and allowing me to speak today.